Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm not here with any makeup video but with a very different subject altogether. I'm here to share an experience of mine. I recently happened to attend an event called Elevate 2017 in Bangalore. So there were quite a few interesting topics that were discussed which I thought would be helpful for those of you who couldn't make it to this event. So let's get started. So this was like a full day workshop which started around 10:15 in the morning and it was full day. I think it got over around 5 o'clock in the evening. I happened to reach 10 minutes late, so I actually missed the introduction part. This was all about the famous, successful social media people like YouTubers, Instagrammers and bloggers, everybody coming together under this one platform to share some of the insights, some of their stories, some of the do's and don'ts about this social media industry. So there were about 10 such influential people who were present that day. Initially they were divided into three different panels, and in each panel there were about 3 to 4 guest speakers, and they were made to listen to the audience about their stories and also take some of their strategies and tips to work in social media. They were basically interviewed by the organizers initially and then it was open to the audience for Q&A session. So I have summarized the entire discussion of that day into some key points so that it's easier for you to understand and you get a gist of what exactly was discussed that day. Before I start to begin this, I want to let you know guys that these are not my words, these are straight from the horse's mouth. These are the things which were told by the influencers, people who have been successful in social media, because I do not want to forget the points and miss out on something very important. I have actually made note of all this in my laptop, so you will see me referring to the laptop here down below. If you see a video on YouTube to check how to become a YouTuber, or you find some of these tips there too, but then somebody sitting in front of you and telling, and then you're asking questions to that person directly, makes a lot of difference, and you kind of get more confidence when you meet that person who has been successful, and when you hear to their stories that they have also gone through those struggling days which we are going through now. So it makes a lot of difference. I think we get to learn more when we meet that person in directly. Number one, do not wait for things to get better. Do not splurge on big investment at the beginning. Then start with whatever you have, whatever available resources you have. So what does it mean is basically they meant that if you keep waiting for things to happen, and if you keep thinking that what you don't have, like I don't have a good lighting, I don't have a good background, I don't have a good camera, I don't have a good mic and things like that, you'll never be able to start anything of this sort. So you need to start with whatever things you have available, or probably with bare minimum investment that you can afford, and kickstart. Because as per them, most of the YouTubers or most of the successful people today had started once upon a time with bare minimal investment. There were some of them in fact who have just started with a simple phone, and their first videos, if you look at it, it's like there's absolutely no lighting, there is no proper voice and there's no proper background, but they still went ahead. So basically you have to kickstart without thinking too much about what you don't have. Point number two, do not bother to be too perfect. So it's not possible that in the first very few videos that you are going to be looking perfect, talking perfect, doing the makeup perfect, or probably blogging perfect, or probably you would have done the research perfect. So it's not possible to be perfect at the very first or the first few videos of you. You are bound to make mistakes, you are bound to repeat the same things like the way I'm doing now. So do not bother too much about being perfect basically. So just start, just go ahead with things. Think and prepare a content that you are passionate about. Like for example, you want to start a YouTube channel or you want to blog. You think about what is that you like, what is that you're passionate about, what do you want to blog about, what do you want to start a channel about, whether it's cooking or makeup or fitness or some stitching or anything of that sort. So think of what is that going to keep you moving, what is that interest you, what gives you happiness. Last one for this: be patient. You can't expect 1,000 views the very first day or the very first video. You can't expect some few thousand subscribers in your channel. So you gotta have patience. There could be a possibility that you do not get any subscribers or you do not get any views till about a year or two or whatever. But if you're passionate about it, if this is what is making you feel happy, then just keep doing what you like and be patient. Negativity. So they say that you have to learn to deal with negativity. Now, even though they're so successful and they're doing things so well and almost close to perfect so many times, but they still do get hate comments, they still do get criticized, they do get comments wherein many of them have been even abused to that extent. So there are two ways to deal with that: either you avoid or just don't care for them. Number two, learn to deal with such people or such comments. So it's very hard in the beginning to accept the fact that someone can even tell us to this level, but eventually either you will get used to it or you will start learn to deal with that. So those are the only two options. If there are some 10 people who are liking you, there are another 10 people who also dislike you. So we have to accept the fact that there are people who do not like us, and either you avoid them, either you just don't care what they talk about you, or you kind of just learn to deal with that situation or with those people. So these are the only options you have. It was kind of my doubt as well. I think something around this is what I asked one of the guest speakers. This is the toughest part actually. So point number one, work on your own style. So basically have something which is of your own. I'm sure all of us have our own style. We have our own way of speaking, way of doing things. Like now, for example, if you take a makeup channel, there are n number of YouTubers who are doing makeup tutorials. There are n number of people who are showing how to do each and everything. But then each of them have their own style. Everybody is so unique in their own way that you still end up watching so many people. You end up actually following so many people because you just simply like their style. So create your own style, be original. Be original and have your own style. So that makes a lot of difference. Have a little sneak peek. So basically it's like creating curiosity. So you have a channel or you're a blogger. Instead of revealing the entire content at the very first video, have something which is going to come up 2 days or 3 days or a week before. A little bit something about the upcoming video or your blog. It's some kind of a curiosity so that people look forward for that. Third one, be consistent in all the social media platforms. So you have to be available in Instagram, YouTube, your Facebook, Twitter, wherever possible. How much ever is possible from you. If you are consistent, being present is one thing and being consistent is another thing. Being consistent makes a lot of difference. So if you're there every week, every day, once in 2 days, so it's like out of sight is out of mind. So if you're not present on social media for a very long time, people might not remember you. So you got to be consistent. Last point for this topic was discussed was to think out of the box to make your videos or blog interesting. So this is something you have to work on. You have to keep yourself updated. Think of some content or a subject which appeals to the audience. So there are people of all kinds. There are people who like certain kind of creativity. There are people who like certain kind of jewelry. There are people who like certain kind of cooking. So there is space for everybody basically. So you create your own style. You be consistent. You think out of the box. You see what kind of trend is going on. What is the liking of my people. So whenever you have this community formed, be it even 100 subscribers, you see what is that they are liking. Are they liking what you're doing? So you will have to work on these things basically. They basically draw inspiration from different social media people. They also draw inspiration from magazines, like-minded people, and movies, bloggers, and again all kinds of social media platform, and also from your own life experience basically. So you go through certain things on a day-to-day basis, and then you realize that you need to share this with your audience because this is something that they need to follow, or they can follow, or they need to know. Like the way I'm doing today, I attended this Elevate 2017, and for those of you who couldn't attend, I thought I would share this experience of mine with you. So like this, whatever you come across in your day-to-day life also can be a content for you to draw inspiration from. Once you form your own community, they will come back to you, audience will come back to you asking for this is what they would like to see, this is what they would want to learn, and this is what they would want you to do. So eventually they are your guideline, they are the inspiration. So your community, your subscribers are your people who are going to actually tell you what they want from you. But at the beginning, of course, you got to look around and work on these things to draw inspirations from. That's a very interesting question. First point for this was be yourself. Originality sells. So if you're trying to copy somebody, if you're trying to be somebody else, because we watch so much of YouTube videos, and we saw so many people blogging, we saw so many Instagrammers, that sometimes I think somewhere unknowingly probably you copy. But that's not wrong at all completely, because sometimes you draw inspiration and you start behaving and talking like them. But at the end of the day, what matters is the originality. Be yourself, don't fake it. If you don't like something, tell it straight. If you haven't used that particular product, or if this is the first time you're using, make sure that you tell them, because people can see you through this camera. Trust me. Be original, be yourself, because that sells. Yeah. Point number 2, quality content. So whatever you make sure that you do a bit of a research, you work hard on it, you collect information, and then only you work towards it or show it to people. So don't make something just because you want to make a video or just because you want to blog. Basically, whatever you do, make sure that the quality is good in whatever possible, whatever available resources that you have. It's fine even if you don't have a lighting or a proper background, but it shows it a lot when a person has put in that kind of an effort and a hard work to make this video for people who like to watch you. So make sure that there is quality in everything that you do. Third one is, I think it's repetitive, we've already spoken about it. Be consistent, which is the key to become successful in this industry. Out of sight is out of mind. If you are not available, like if you're going to be posting a video or a blog once a week or twice a week, make sure that you're doing it consistently. If you're like coming once in 6 months or 4 months and very random videos, people don't know when you're available or when your videos are going to come up. So at least at the beginning, I'm not sure if once you become successful, probably you can still play around with your time, and because people are there waiting for you because they love you so much and they have a certain set of subscribers already, followers already, so probably they would wait. But at the beginning, for sure, you have to be consistent. Last point for this is make sure that you follow current trend, whether it is fashion or makeup or food. So it's not necessary that you go ahead and purchase and start doing only with the things that is currently available. Of course, if you're already a follower of some particular brand and you swear by it, just go and do with those products. But be updated with the techniques, methods, and some of the tips and tricks, and for makeup or even for fashion, so that you are actually updated and you are showcasing the same in your blogging or videos. you have to start doing networking, and you can start collaborating with brands, with another YouTuber, and things like that, so that your channel grows and you start endorsing some of the brands. You can approach the brands and or accept the brands which are approaching you, depending on how feasible it is for you. But basically do networking and collaboration, which is going to help you to grow in this field. It was also discussed that we need to believe in ourselves, we need to love ourselves, we need to accept ourselves, and do not compare yourself with anybody. Because if you start looking at somebody who's making super videos or super blogging, or they have some 10,000 followers, they have some lakhs of subscribers, we will never be able to do anything that we are doing today. So be yourself, be original, be honest, and be consistent. Put in all the effort, put in all the hard work, work on your content, work on your speech, work on everything that is possible by you, and then be patient. And do not get disappointed by not having subscribers for a longer period of time. Do not get disappointed by not having enough likes or comments. Make sure that you keep doing your job. So once the Q&A session was over, there was meet and greet at the end of the event, wherein we could interact with all the successful social media people on one-on-one basis, take pictures with them, and speak to them on a personal basis. The things probably you would want to know about this event are the ticket priced at 871 rupees, and it was available online for anyone to purchase. As far as the marketing is concerned about this event, even I did not come to know initially. I got to know through one of my friends, and I think they did it on Instagram and some of the pages, and also these influencers actually put it up on their page, so whoever was following these people got to know about this event. This ticket price did not include any lunch or coffee, tea, or anything of that sort. So people carried lunch, or there was a coffee shop below where you could buy your lunch and then have it. There was a break for about half an hour to 40 minutes for lunch. I thoroughly enjoyed attending an event that day, and I actually learned a lot. Kind of boosted my confidence level as well, I think. So this comes to an end of this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did doing it. I think this has been my first video where I have thoroughly enjoyed making it, and I hope you enjoyed watching it as well. Please do not forget to give it a thumbs up if you like it, and if I'm able to make a little bit of difference in your confidence today by sharing these experiences with you, I would be honored. I would be very happy. So please leave your comments below and share your thoughts as well. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I will see you in my next video. Until then, flaunt the glamorous. Bye.